Hey, how's it going? My name's Mimi, this is Climbing Calm, and in today's video, I am going to be following a training plan that's been written by AI. Whoa, big day. I'm really psyched about this one because we have the technology, it exists, and it's kind of just a weird experiment that I'm seriously curious to find out what happens. The training plan I'm going to follow is going to be a climbing sport specific. Even if you're not necessarily a climber, this could be interesting for you. Write a weekly training plan to improve power endurance in climbing. Oh wow, it's writing so quickly. What? Okay. That's fun. Let's have a look. Improving power endurance in climbing requires a well-structured and consistent training plan. Wow. Power endurance is the ability to maintain strength and explosive movements over an extended period of time. Below is a weekly training plan designed to enhance power endurance for climbers. Remember to always warm up properly before any training session and listen to your body to prevent overtraining and injuries. That's not bad advice. I'm already weirded out. Okay, weekly training plan for power endurance. Here we go. Day 1, strength training. Wow, okay, so you warm up, do some light cardio, dynamic stretches, and mobility exercises. Of your choice, it doesn't really specify. Day 1, I haven't done any kind of cardio warm up before, and I'm gonna get down to doing my sets. Number 2, core strengthening. Planks, hanging leg raises, and Russian twists. 3 sets of 10 to 15 reps each. Doesn't give you any information on resting in between sets. Whew. I am 2 sets in of core and my form is already lacking. Upper body strengthening, bent over rows. I'm really interested to know if I'm going to ache tons after doing this. Push-ups, weighted pull-ups, 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps each. It says 8 to 10 reps, and for me, 8 to 10 reps of a pull-up with additional weight is quite a lot, so I'm probably only going to add 5 kilograms. Second set of weighted pull-ups coming up. I'm not confident I can complete this full set, but we're going to try again. Eight. That was hard. Number 4, lower body strengthening. Bulgarian split squats, lunges, calf raises. This is amazing. I don't think I've ever done lunges ever. 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps each. There's a leg day in this, oh my god. Regroup. Feeling pretty tired. My legs feel pretty jelly. This is the most amount of gymming I've done in such a long time. I've done upper body, I've done core, I've done lower body. Number 5, what? AI knows about campus boarding. Campus board or system board training. Choose a variety of boulder problems or routes. Focus on powerful movements. I feel like the wording is slightly confusing on campus board or system board training. And now board climbing. Whoa, it's a big day. So for the next bit, I'm going to move on to the kilter board to try and do the exercises that have been outlined. The instructions aren't super clear, but for what the plan is asking me to do, I think kilter board climbing is going to be the best. Aim for 10 to 15 minutes of continuous climbing with short rests between attempts. So, you know, if there's climbing in there, it's at the end of it. I'm still not sure how I feel about leg exercises. Day 2, endurance climbing. I freaking love endurance, so I'm seriously excited to know what this says. Warm up for 10 to 15 minutes of light cardio, dynamic stretches, and mobility exercises. It's day 2. I'm quite glad today has been scheduled like this because weirdly, I'm actually feeling pretty stiff from yesterday's exercises. My core is feeling so tired along with my legs because I just don't do leg day. Choose routes or boulder problems that are slightly below your maximum grade. What? This sounds like it's coming from a coach. Climb consistently for 30 to 45 minutes, aiming to minimize rests between climbs. Focus on maintaining good technique throughout the session. Auto belays make me feel so weird. So it is telling you to lower your grade. It doesn't really give you so much information on like quantity. Oh my goodness, just finished day 2. It is safe to say I got way too psyched and definitely did more than 30 to 45 minutes. I think I did maybe 30-minute sets and then had quite a big rest. I feel quite tired. I love endurance climbing a lot. The nice thing about auto belays, you can just keep going. You can just keep getting more and more and more pumped. So I definitely lapped a few routes without rests, given like, maybe if you count the time it takes you to be lowered by an auto belay, that's like maybe 30 seconds, but I'd just be like straight back onto another route. I feel pretty ready for a rest day. Day 3, rest or active recovery. Take a day off climbing to allow your body to recover or engage in light activities like walking, yoga to promote blood flow and reduce muscle tension. Wow, not bad advice. So that's one restful day. Day 4, power training. Oh my God, okay. Warm up. 10 to 15 minutes of light cardio, dynamic stretches, and mobility exercises. That seems like the everyday warm-up for this. Number 2, plyometric exercises, box jumps, explosive push-ups, medicine ball throws, 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps each. Day 4, I think it's safe to say that this is not my natural training environment. I spend not very much time in the gym. Explosive push-ups. Having had a little look online about what those are, I am a bit intimidated by them. Box jumps, don't have a box, probably gonna have to do those on this thing here. Medicine ball throws, again, all really vague. None of the information is actually that useful as far as I have so many questions about intensity for my ability, so I'm a bit confused on that one. I don't actually have a medicine ball. There are so many different variations of this exercise. I'm going to tie ankle weights together and try and make this into an exercise. Number 3, hangboard training. Choose a variety of grip positions and perform 7 to 10 seconds hangs with 3 to 5 second rests between hangs. Repeat for 5 to 7 sets with 2 to 3 minutes rest between sets. Now that to me doesn't sound like a power training exercise. That sounds like endurance finger training. Finished with the gym stuff. Moving on to the fingerboarding exercises that have been outlined. It sounds like repeaters. So I'm gonna use this app. It's got each rep lined out for 7 to 3 seconds. Dead hanging repeaters. So I'm gonna use the app, which is what I would use if I was gonna train this anyway, but it gives me a little bit more structure and I'm using it as a training aid rather than just looking at the stop clock. Number 4. Bouldering intervals. Select 3 to 4 boulder problems that challenge your power. Climb each problem as fast and explosively as possible, resting for 2 to 3 minutes between attempts. Repeat for 5 sets. Whoa, that's interesting. It kind of almost sounds like it's asking you to use bad technique. I kind of get what it's going for in asking you to climb fast and explosively, but that's an interesting way to word it. I feel like that'd be a great way to provoke injury. It's all a bit vague. I took the bouldering exercise and just interpreted that as 4x4s, which is a very clear translation of what the information was telling me to do, but I just assumed it was that exercise, just the wording wasn't quite there, so it was confusing. And also 4x4s are just so good for power endurance, so it's cool that that's in the plan. Day 5, ARC training.
Aerobic restoration and capillarity.
Number 1, warm up. 10 to 5 minutes of light cardio, dynamic stretches, and mobility exercises. Choose routes or boulder problems below your max grade. Climb consistently for 30 to 45 minutes, focusing on maintaining a steady pace with controlled breathing. Aim to minimize rests between climbs. Oh, that just sounds like a sufferfest. I mean, it's not being very specific, boulders or routes. Me would love lapping routes for 30 to 45 minutes. I'm so ready for that, but finding boulder problems below my max grade and just slamming those for 30 to 45 minutes sounds like a really good way to get beasted. At least there's nothing else left on that day. It's just 2 things, which I'm very excited about. RAC training, let's go. Just completed day 5. The wall was really busy, so I decided to not film because I didn't want to get in the way of other people. I definitely trained endurance. I didn't take so many rests between goes, but I definitely didn't stick to the recommended 30 to 45 minutes. For me, that's just not that much time to do endurance training. It was just fun to route climb. It was good for me to work the mental side and the physical aspects of movement and clipping and just sport climbing in general, which I love. It was not so structured. It was just a lead route session. I was pretty psyched to try hard. I did fall off a little bit. That felt nice to work the sport climbing aspect of it, which is a kind of, I feel like, a separate skill aside from the physicalities of power endurance. But the training plan didn't actually recommend that. I just decided to put that in there since I was already doing that in the first place. Ooh. Day 6. Rest or active recovery. Take another day off climbing or engage in light activities to promote recovery. Or engage in. Does that mean I can climb on this day? Because if I read that, I'd be like, yeah, I can go outside for this day. I mean, that's not recovery, but okay, whatever. Moving on. Day 7, final day of the plan. Ooh, this is amazing. I can't believe that's on this plan. It's called Project Day. What? Warm up. Work on a challenging project. Select a route or boulder problem that's slightly above your current limit. It's day 7, I'm well excited. I gotta just pick a project and try it for my entire session. And there's a fresh set upstairs, so I have not tried any of these problems. I've gone for a boulder, even though the instructions are again pretty ambiguous. I'm gonna be trying one of the new boulders, which I haven't touched. Probably gonna look for something around V7, V8, because that'll be pretty good and challenging for me. Feeling blue today. This is the V8 that I'm going to project / probably punt off of. Spend a session working on the moves, linking sections, and attempt to complete the climb. Take longer rests between attempts to give your best effort on each try. Oh, yikes. Woo. Oh, sorry? This is tiring. Boom! Once I get that toe hook, it feels manageable. So it's completely fair to say I had tons of fun trying out this program. I thought it was really interesting, I thought it was beneficial for some reasons, and I thought there were some big downfalls in the plan, and this is why. I'm just going to talk you through what I thought and the pros and cons of using a training plan written by AI. I thought it was really cool because it did make me do loads of gym exercises that I would never normally do, have never done, and I did see the benefits of those exercises to climbing. I think it's worth mentioning I'm not a gym person. I had to Google what half of the exercises were because I only ever do like TRX, fingerboarding, and climbing for training. The plan made a lot of assumptions around my abilities. Like I wasn't confident that I could do 8 to 10 weighted pull-ups. Definitely not everybody can, and that didn't feel very inclusive, but that was just assumed. And I'm sure there were tons of other exercises like an explosive press-up that lots of people looking for this kind of plan might not be able to access. One of the reasons this plan was so successful for me is I was able to bring lots of my own knowledge about the way I structure my own training in a very informal way to the plan. I was able to read between the lines and look at the cryptic wording and be like, oh, okay, that's 4x4s. I know this exercise. I know this drill. I can now do that. Right, that's repeaters. Okay, I've done that before. I know what to do. I personally haven't ever followed a plan before, so it was an interesting one to see that all of the gym things were before climbing. That somehow feels a bit conflicting for me, because whenever I've structured my own stuff, very often if it's bouldering or any power movement that I'm training, I will want to warm up on boulders and use the most high quality part of my session, which will be the very beginning when my energy's at its best, where form is most important in that time, because you want to climb really perfectly with the super powerful moves, and then you can move on to gym exercises afterwards. But that's me definitely as a more climbing psyched focused person, and that does again highlight how I feel about gym exercises in the context of this. I was very impressed that there were small coaching tips to do with technique, as far as think about your technique and climb really perfectly throughout this exercise, or focus on power and think about the moves. I thought that was good, but it was also a bit of a cop-out because again it was quite vague, and I feel like it's the kind of thing that if you were with a coach you would see very clear instructions and they might help you understand how to think about movement, because it's all very well training strength. You know, you can have all the strength in the world, but if you don't know how to climb and apply that strength efficiently, the training's not going to actually benefit you masses. I think the concept of an AI training plan is really cool, and if you're someone who just wants structure and wants that freedom of just showing up to the wall, knowing exactly what you need to do with your plan and the structure, and then just doing it and then leaving, knowing that you've done something productive rather than just going to the wall 3 or 4 times a week and not really having much structure or direction, I think it's really good. But I think there are some really big gaping holes. It massively lacks the human element, and that's why coaches are so incredibly valuable, because they bring their own experiences and their own specific knowledge. And I think that's one of the aspects about this plan that is good and bad at the same time, is that yes, it's a very good plan and I think it would help you get strong, but I also feel like if you follow this plan for a prolonged period of time, it might be an excellent way to plateau as well, because a coach will see you working on a plan, be able to like make tweaks to just change that small additional knowledge that coaches can bring that I just felt that this plan lacked. I think if you were feeling really psyched, you could use AI, you could use all of the amazing resources that we have on the internet, and also just a little bit of your own knowledge to create an incredible plan. But there are some pretty serious gaping holes in parts of the plan that I do feel like just aren't going to do the same thing as actually having a coach. This has been a seriously fun experiment. I think it's crazy the world we live in now. I can't wait to see if anyone else brushes off and uses AI to aid their training and find out more efficient ways to see those gains in climbing, or if you all think that this is terrible and that people should stick with coaches. Either way, I've had tons of fun doing this little experiment and I hope it's been fun to watch. If you've liked this video, please subscribe, because there's going to be loads more videos like this. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Mimi and this has been a Climbing Calm video. AI biceps.